Welcome into another lesson, everybody. Today we are going to talk about converting measurements in the metric system. So most countries in the world use the metric system. Here in America, we're kind of the oddballs out using the standard or American system, but most countries in the world use the metric system. And to convert between units, which today we're only going to do length units, but to convert between units in the metric system, it's only based on powers of 10. And so it's real easy. If you can remember this acronym, Killer, his dog, died catching monkeys. Killer, his dog, died catching monkeys. You will remember all the prefixes for the units of measurement. So we have a kilo. We have for kilometers, it'd be abbreviated km. We have hectometers, which would be abbreviated hm. We have decameters, which would be abbreviated DAM. Then you have meters here as the base. There's no acronym for that. Then DM for decimeters, CM for centimeters, and MM for millimeters. So, Killer, his dog, died catching monkeys. It goes from the biggest unit on the left to the smaller unit to the right. And there are actually units bigger than kilo. There are units smaller than milli, but we're only going to focus on the most commonly used. A lot of the time when you work in the metric system for units of length, you'll use meters, you'll use kilometers, you'll use centimeters and millimeters. Sometimes you'll use decimeters. Not very often will we use hectometers or decameters. But so when you go, let's say we wanted to find 1 kilometer, how many meters is it? Well, of course you have the base 1 on the left. You multiply by 10 to get to the next place. That'd be 10 hectometers. Multiply by another 10 to get the decameters. That'd be 100 decameters. Multiply by another 10 to get the meters. That'd be 1,000 meters. So yeah, let's do this. So you have 1 kilometer is equal to how many meters? Well, of course, let's start out with the base 1.0, right? You have 1.0 kilometers. You want to get to meters. Well, what you got to do, move this another decimal place to the right. You'll have 10 hectometers. And then take that 10.0, move it another decimal place to the right. You'll have 100 decameters. There's 100 decameters. So take the 100.0, move it one more decimal place to the right, you'll have 1,000 meters. So 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. Or if you wanted to, just times 10 times 100 times 1,000, you could know that 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. So let's see. Now let's do it in reverse. 1 meter equals how many kilometers? Okay, so you're going to move to the left some decimal places. We move to the... hate dropping stuff. We move to the right decimal places. Now we got to move to the left. So 1 meter, of course, you'll take the 1. You go 0.1. One place to the left, that's going to equal 0.1 decameters. Then let's take that 0.1, move it another decimal place to the left. Since you're going to the left units, you'll have 0.01 hectometers. And then if you move it one more place to the left, you'll get kilometers. So take the 0.01, move it another decimal place to the left, you'll be equal to 0.001 kilometers. So a meter is a thousandth of a kilometer. It's 0.001 kilometers. So you just go back to the left to the units till you arrive at your desired unit. Alright, how about, let's see. We have, let's see here, 1 hectometer. So 1 hectometer, they would like to know how many meters is that. 1 hectometer is how many meters. So you have 1.0 hectometers. You got to go to the right to get your meters. So you're going to, if we move the decimal place 1 to the right, that'll be equal to 10 decameters. 1 hectometer is 10 decameters. Now if you take your 10.0, move that 1 decimal place to the right, you'll arrive at your meters, which is equal to 100 meters. So 1 hectometer is 100 meters. If you move the decimal place 2 to the right, you'll get 100 meters. Alright, now let's see. 1 meter is equal to how many hectometers? So, again, take your 1 meter, move it 1 decimal place to the left. You'll end up getting 0.1 decameters for a meter. We want to get to hecto, so you got to move it 1 more place to the left. So take your 0.1, move the decimal place 1 more to the left, you'll get 0.01 hectometers. So 1 meter is equal to 1/100th of a hectometer. So you start to see how that works with the decimal places. Alright. Let's say we have something like 0.789 centimeters. We want to figure out how many millimeters is that. So we have cena, that's our base unit. To move it 1 more place to the right, for milli, we just take our decimal place, move it 1 place to the right. So that would be equal to 7.89 millimeters. You just move it 1 decimal place to the right, you got 7.89 millimeters. Pretty simple for converting in the metric system. Let's see here. We have 8,921 meters is equal to how many kilometers? So we'll start with our meters. Take your decimal place, move it to the left 3 decimal places. We'll put the decimal point after the 1 because that's where it is for meters. You move it 1 decimal place to the left, you get your decameters. Move it 2 decimal places to the left, you get your hectometers. Move it 3 decimal places to the left, you get your kilometers, which would be equal to 8.921 kilometers. So that's the answer, 8.921 kilometers. You're just moving decimal places depending upon if you're going to the left units to get to the bigger unit, you'll move to the left that many decimal places. If you're going to the right to get to the smaller units, you'll move to the right that many decimal places. There's really not much to converting these in the metric system. Alright, let's see. we have 869 meters. We want to convert that to centimeters. Okay? Well, so start with your 869. From meters to centimeters, we got to go to the right 2 decimal places. So you have 869.0. We go to the right 1 decimal place. We'll be at decimeters. We're going to have to add another 0 because we got to go to the right a 2nd decimal place. Then we'll be at centimeters. So your answer is going to be 86,900 centimeters. That's how you convert that to centimeters. 86,900 centimeters. Just move it 2 decimal places to the right, and that's what you got. All right, what else do we got here? All right, 25.3 centimeters is equal to how many millimeters? All right, well, you only, from centimeters to millimeters, it's only 1 unit to the right, so you're just going to take your decimal place of 25.3, move it 1 decimal place to the right, you'll arrive at millimeters. That would give you 253 millimeters. Really pretty simple. That's all you would get. Move it 1 decimal place to the right. Now, I saw a good one here. How about... Well, here's a good one. 1 millimeter equals how many centimeters, right? 1 millimeter equals how many centimeters. So take your 1, put a decimal point after the 1, because to get from millimeters to centimeters, you're going to have to move 1 decimal place to the left. So move it 1 decimal place to the left, you'll get 0.1 centimeters. That's exactly what 1 millimeter is. It's 1/10 of a centimeter. Pretty simple. All right, what do we got here? Oh, good one. Let's say we have 8 million meters. They want to know how many kilometers that is. So we are starting with our, I'm going to write it without the commas for simplicity's sake. I'm going to put the decimal point after the last 0. I'm going to write that 8 million meters without the commas because it'll get confusing when we're trying to work with decimals. So you have 8 million meters. They want to get to kilometers, so you got to move 3 decimal places back to the left. So you move 1 decimal place, you'll arrive at decameters. Move 2 decimal places back, you'll get to hectometers. Move 3 decimal places back, you'll get to kilometers. So if you move 3 back, you'll have 8,000. So the answer is it'd be 8,000 kilometers. For 8 million meters, it's 8,000 kilometers. It's just a matter of moving decimal places. That's really all this is, to convert units. All right. Let's see. We have 2.3 decameters is equal to how many decimeters? Well, again, so to go from decameters to decimeters, you got to go 2 places to the right. So write out 2.3. If you go 1 decimal place to the right, you'll be at meters. Let's add a 0 because you got to go a second decimal place to the right. So you'd have 23 meters. Another decimal place would arrive at decimeters. You would have 230 decimeters. That would be the answer. 2.3 decameters is 230 decimeters. So really all there is, if you can remember Killer, his dog, died catching monkeys, you'll remember the proper order. Kilo, hecto, deca, whether it's meters, liters, grams, or whatever is in the middle. Then deci, centa, milla. Killer, his dog, died catching monkeys. You'll remember the proper order. Kilo is the biggest unit starting at the left. Milla is the smallest unit starting at the right. Is all the way at the right. So the units in between obviously lead from one point to another. So if you're going to the right, you'll move your decimal places, however many decimal places you need to go, to the right. If you're trying to work from, kilo to kilometers to meters, you'd move it 3 decimal places to the right. If you're trying to move from meters to kilometers, you'd move it 3 decimal places to the left. That's really all there is to converting these metric system numbers. So the next lesson we're going to convert between the American and metric system. And this will especially help you if you're going to take a trip to a foreign country. If you live in the United States and you're trying to go to, I don't know, Canada or Brazil or France, where they use the metric system, this will help you to get an idea of exactly what it compares to, like miles to kilometers or feet to meters or so on, stuff like that. Well, that's it for this lesson. I hope everybody has a good day and take care.